One of the main reasons I decided to have a closer look at Sui is because I had an investor dinner and I got news that a AAA game will be moving to the Sui blockchain. I bought Solana at $25 before all the hype. When I started to see it being talked about online, I picked it up at 25 bucks, rode it all the way to around 225 and sold it there. I believe that's where Sui is now.
Sui is the universal coordination layer that's going to power the future.
Today, I'll be talking about Sui, the lightning fast layer 1 that everybody is talking about, and why I just may have been wrong about it. You see, when it first started to get all of its attention, I was skeptical, as when influencers tend to pump one coin all at once. I like to sit on the sidelines and watch as the dust settles, how it weathers the storm, and how it performs afterward. And the truth is, Sui has been performing phenomenally, and I can no longer ignore it. So in this video, I'm going to give you the reasons why I've changed my tune, why I will be buying Sui on this dip, my price predictions, and a few tips that I was given on my world tour that also made me heavily reconsider. So if you like that, hit the like button, smash the subscribe, and share this video so we get the message out to as many people as possible. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Please let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm here in sunny southern Marbella, Spain. I'm your host, Megan Nilsson, aka Crypto Megan, and let's do this. Sui is a lightning fast layer 1 blockchain that utilizes parallel transaction executions to make it faster and more efficient. This type of model allows Sui to process multiple transactions at once, making it much more efficient than other chains. It was built using Move, which is a secure programming language originally developed by Meta, formerly Facebook, which makes Sui optimized for smart contracts and decentralized applications. Particularly use cases like gaming, which we'll see now, which is one of the most important insider tips I've been given on my trip, NFTs, and DeFi. The blockchain itself is structured to cater to high throughput applications with low latency and high efficiency, which makes it a compelling choice for both developers and enterprises. So it was built by Mysten Labs, who have a very good reputation in this industry, and most importantly, designed for scalability, security, and user friendliness, which is something that we lack here in the crypto world. Now, the thing I like about the user friendliness is it allows the tech to be accessible to non-technical users, which will facilitate broader adoption. Now, a lot of crypto investors have been asking, should I buy Sui coin now? And what is the difference between Sui and Solana? There are so many layer 1s in this ecosystem, why choose one over another? So here are a few of the key differentiating factors. Now, number 1 is what I mentioned earlier, which is its unique parallel execution model, essentially allowing it to process transactions simultaneously without waiting in line, which is of course ideal for things like gaming and DeFi. Now, the difference with Solana is that Solana processes transactions one after another in a fast, single-threaded way. And although this has contributed to Solana's mass adoption, which is its speed and efficiency, the structure is more limiting under heavy load. So the conclusion here is that Sui can handle more efficient horizontal scaling, meaning it can handle more demand as the network grows. Sui's design is ideal for apps that need rapid, simultaneous processing, such as DeFi and gaming. And all in all, when you put the two together, Sui's parallel model offers a fresh approach to blockchain scalability, while Solana is optimized for fast sequential processing. Okay, so let's have a look at their website and just how beautiful and seamless and easy it makes it look. Sui delivers the benefits of Web 3 with the ease of Web 2. They are focused on widespread adoption by making the tech easy and accessible, something that I love. The most innovative companies build on Sui. You see how they have all these amazing partnerships, scalable infrastructure that's fast, secure, and affordable. Unrivaled speed coupled with low predictable fees means costs stay down when demand goes up. That's what we need in blockchain. Uniquely achievable on Sui. So less code, more secure. They're trying to solve all these fundamental problems of blockchain, which is that it's not user-friendly, it's hard to learn to develop, and it's not ideal for latency issues such as gaming, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Actually, I'll get to that now. One of the main reasons I decided to have a closer look at Sui is because I had an investor dinner and I got news that a AAA game will be moving to the Sui blockchain. Okay, you heard it here first. It's not confirmed, it's not official, it's just what I heard. So you can take that with a grain of salt, but that just adds to my overall thesis that actually Sui is going to have some staying power. And when that happens, that's going to be huge if that happens. So do not take this as investing advice by any means. Do your own research. This is just what I've heard, and it just adds to my positive thesis about this. I will be buying Sui now on this dip, and I'm expecting a phenomenal bull run for Sui. So that was one of the things I heard that made me really bullish. I mean, it is built for optimizing games on chain. Another thing that made me bullish as an investor was how similar it looks right now on the charts to Ethereum when I talked about it back in October when I revamped my YouTube, and I saw that this was like a massive breakout turning point for Ethereum. And as you can see, after we broke out from this, we took off and didn't wait for anyone. Now we have retraced quite a bit, but this is where I see Sui at now. Have a look. I mean, it just looks so similar to that move. So obviously we're well past that move. But if you look back at Ethereum, I think that right now for Sui, we're about right here. So it's not this entry level, but it is a very good entry level. I think that Sui has the ability to do a 15 to 20x this cycle based on market caps, which we'll check out right now. But yeah, I truly see Sui as being in this area right here where Ethereum was before it took off. And so here we are now. There's a massive level of support here at about $1.60, which I believe we could be seeing people buy up around those areas. So I'm going to start averaging in on this dip because I want to be exposed to Sui, before all of this massive news comes out and some other bullish factors that have happened while I was doing research today. So I'll show you guys those as well. So here's Sui's market cap and price chart here on CoinMarketCap. It's around 5.2 billion right now, which is so small for a layer one in the grand scheme of things, if it's going to do what Solana did, or even just a fraction of that. Solana's market cap is currently at 75 billion. So just to get to Solana's current market cap, if in fact it does have staying power and it does take off like Solana, is around a 15x. So if Sui did just a fraction of what if Sui achieves the market cap that Solana has now at around 75 billion, which is possible if it does start to take off as an ecosystem, which I believe it will based on all the factors that I've seen that we'll check out now, that is a 15x from here, which would put Sui at around a price of $27. Now, I believe it could even overshoot that and even get into the 30s, $30 to $35, which would be almost a 20x from here. And then it would just be getting started, right? If it reaches that type of valuation, it's probably got even more long-term staying power. So also the third factor, and these are all just based on my investing experience, right? My experience with Solana, I bought Solana at $25 before all the hype. When I started to see it being talked about online, I looked into it and it feels very similar for Sui right now. I picked it up at 25 bucks, rode it all the way to around 225 and sold it there. And now I'm getting back into Solana, but I believe that's where Sui is now. And it's a really exciting time because gaming, as you know, is going to be a massive, massive trend in this upcoming bull run. And Sui is ideal for gaming because of its low latency. It can handle high volumes and high demands, and it doesn't get bottlenecked or clogged. As you can see, they've got already 815,000 followers. It's gaining traction very, very quickly here. And Sui just recorded higher net inflows than both Solana and Ethereum combined. Okay, that's huge on its own. I mean, that's big, right? Compared to the price and the market cap, it's definitely seems to be undervalued at these levels. And we have multiple reports of this, as well as Hop.fun, the Hop aggregator, which seems to have gone live already, which I'll let you know about in just a few minutes. If you aren't positioned for the mega cycle on Sui, you're going to have a hard time coping. I'm going to have to agree here. I'm going to have to agree, and I'm going to pick up some Sui. So breaking, Sui processed more transactions, 431 million in October than APTOS, Ethereum, SEI, and TON combined. 319 million. I mean, that's huge. We cannot ignore this any longer. If you're thinking about, is it time to buy Sui? Should I buy Sui now? My answer, what I'm doing, is I'm definitely getting in. I want to be exposed to Sui. I believe it could be the next big meta here in crypto. And that's just what I'm doing. You do your own research based on your own strategies. But to me, it checks out. I believe it's undervalued. Breaking. Deposits and withdrawals of USDC on Sui is live on Coinbase. Seamless transaction, ultra low fees, blazing fast speeds. Users can now send USDC to their Sui wallets directly from Coinbase, providing a seamless experience onboarding into the Sui ecosystem. So you can get in from Coinbase, number one. I mean, that's a huge lack of bottleneck entry for mass adoption in itself, right? This ease of getting into the ecosystem. Sometimes it's hard and the bridges and everything is just very difficult to figure out, but Sui is seamless and fast and community centric. We are witnessing a mass shift in the paradigm of this industry that went from massively high fees to sexes controlling huge amounts of supply, centralized exchanges, to now shifting toward the meta of lower to zero transaction fees and DEXs. So this is an important shift that's happening, and we can't ignore that either. And Sui is a big part of this conversation. So this is an interesting stat too. Excluding and foundation tokens, Sui, which is market makers and foundations, so taking that out of the equation, which I guess could be interesting to see the actual adoption of it among retail. Sui trades at a $265 million market cap. That's 31x and 7x lower than its main competitors, Sol and APTOS. That's astounding. That just shows that there's very little retail yet involved in Sui, which further solidifies my thesis that when this does get out to retail users in a mass way, it's going to be huge, huge. So this post says Sui now has $900 million in total value locked, now coming in at number 8 of all chains for TVL, and yet it sits as a $5 billion market cap. It's now above $1 billion as we speak, as this was from earlier last month. That's a 3,285% increase in just a year. That's massive. So now we're going to discuss the Hop.fun piece. This is a really interesting part of the equation for me that further solidified that this is a token that we must look into, right? The launch of Hop.fun by Hop aggregator will take place in 8 hours. Which tokens are you planning to buy? So this is not just a meme coin aggregator and allowing users to list meme coins. It's so much more than that. This is going back to the meta that we discussed. Swap on Sui network for the best price with 0 fees. The low to zero trading fees, right? A better user experience. That's what we need in blockchain. Now let's have a look at what they describe their mission statement to be. Hop aggregator is building the ultimate decentralized aggregation layer for the Sui ecosystem. We provide discoverability, affordability, and interoperability by default, 0% fees. The core infrastructure is better described as aggregation mechanism, leveraging a friendly user-facing front end that provides users direct access to the most optimal pricing and lending rates across multiple DEXs. We're pleased to introduce ourselves, our product, and a vision. This is really cool. We're not like other aggregators. Who are we? We're builders who embrace new opportunities to add to a growing ecosystem. Our background spans from traditional finance, Web 2 development, high frequency trading, and multiple DeFi startups. So hence, bringing Web 2 to Web 3 in a seamless way. The experience of Web 2, which is what we're lacking, and integrating that into Web 3. We want to introduce ourselves by building a good public, the first hyperstructure on Sui. What we're building, fee trade aggregator. We're building a trade aggregator that enables users to find the best trading rates across multiple DEXs in the Sui ecosystem. This will operate as a hyperstructure that acts as a core building block for the protocols and products built after. So users can go and have a really great experience on this aggregator and pay 0% fees. I mean, this is moving forward in the industry for sure. And this is just a comment about this shift, this paradigm shift that's happening right now in the industry. I recently spoke with a tier 1 project that raised close to 9 figures. After wasting over a year of due diligence with Binance, they finally received a listing offer. Binance asked for 15% of the supply. Imagine paying 50 to 100 million just for a SEX listing, centralized exchange. Not only is this unaffordable for projects, but these tokens are also the biggest reason for bleeding charts. Something has to change. This doesn't add up. This isn't right. 15% of the total supply is held by the exchange itself. That is not the way that crypto should be, and it doesn't optimize fair launches. It doesn't optimize anything, and that's what he's saying about the bleeding charts. It's not a good system. And actually, CZ from Binance himself said about 2 years ago, and I did a video on this, that he believes that the trends will shift to sexes no longer existing and to only having decentralized exchanges. Now, that's an interesting foresight from an exchange that takes such a high fee, right? So people are going to have to adapt, and so will centralized exchanges as this paradigm shifts. And he says here, I think the markets are quickly moving toward an ecosystem where all parties benefit. These costs are insane, and some exchanges have swapped toward a zero-cost fee basis, as DEXs have a similar pattern. However, on all levels, we see of bad actors taking place, whether it's VCs, MMs, market makers, exchanges, KOLs, building a Web3 project with decent tech can quickly get killed through a group of bad actors. All those things combined make it hard for a project to be successful, as every party has their own agenda. Slowly but surely, this is changing, and I think you'll see it more often. But yikes, 15% for a listing on Binance is outrageous. Right, I think we're coming to the end of an era with that kind of process. Everyone is slowly but surely waking up, and we are getting there. People need to speak up against instead of just swallowing it. Thanks for your help, man. Keep up the good work. Because he kind of like brought this to light as, hey, there's a major problem in these tokenomics and the way things are done in this industry. And then we'll hop on over to Hop.fun and have some fun. So as you can see, it's simple, it's fun. You can swap Sui out for USDT or any of the coins that are here. And it's also allowing people to get into the Sui meme coin meta. So people are now able to speculate on meme coins on Sui. And that's one of the things that brought Solana its highest volumes, right? Is allowing people to come in and speculate on these meme coins with little to no fees. And now Sui is doing it, but they're actually optimizing what Solana did. Finally, so I said before that I believe my price prediction for this cycle, if all goes as it seems it should, and that AAA game comes over and the ecosystem continues to grow at astounding rates, that we could see anywhere from $27 to $35 Sui token. Not bad if you ask me. Here's a price chart from one of these macro analyzers. Sui macro chart. I think Sui should be one of the best performers in the upcoming bull run. So his bull market top is $21, but you know, the thing of it is that nobody can predict how hot or how overheated things can get. So around $20 is a generally good area, but yeah, things can get definitely very heated, especially for something as innovative as Sui and with as strong of a community as Sui has. Will it be Solana number 2? Time will tell. I'm loading the boat here. I'm very excited about this. I will load up on this dip leading into the elections, and I'll stay tuned with more updates. So hope you're having a fantastic Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow.